You're now kicking it with Brother Smalls, and I'm here with Regina Bruton Smith, the owner of Cibacle Teas. I hope I did that right. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, now, and Cibacle Teas is Swahili,
Zulu.
Zulu. All right, so now you're gonna have to do it now. Zulu
Okay.
for, and what does it mean?
It means we are beautiful.
We are beautiful. All right, we're
Yes.
beautiful. I'm here with the beautiful Regina Bruton Smith. And, one of the things why I brought her on the show is that I really think that her journey, her story is so impactful and powerful. It speaks to her focus, fortitude, and faith. She's an entrepreneur. She works. She's a mom. She's a wife. And she gets to do all of this, and she has these fabulous premium teas that we're going to get into, and we're going to talk about a little self-care too. So let's get to it. Regina, why tea?
Tea started for me because of my addiction to Coke, which is Coca-Cola, not the powdery kind. But I often joke that it is kind of really because instead of, snorting, I was just, really engulfing all of this sugar that was in these sugary drinks. So trying to wean myself from that, I started drinking tea, and it just kind of really blossomed from there, the affection for it, and just how much I really just loved the drink and wanted to learn more about it. And
Yeah.
just, the nerdy part of me just, did a dive and a research on teas, where they come from, just everything about them, and learning more and more. And that's just how I kind of got into it.
Really? So you did a deep dive on teas, and that's okay. I mean, to be kind of versed in teas, but to actually say, hey, I want to start a business, selling premium teas. How did that happen?
So it didn't initially, I guess, start as the idea to sell teas. I kind of feel like I just needed something to keep myself busy.
Hmm.
Um, just
Why is that?
prior,
Why is that? Why did you feel like you needed to keep yourself busy?
yeah, well, after like I have like triggers kind of that kind of like set me. And so just prior to starting my business, I started my business in March of 2020.
Mhm.
And just prior to that, that November before was my 35th, Jesus Christ, 35th high school reunion. And no, it wasn't my 30th. Thank you. I'm not that old. So it was my 30th high school reunion.
Yeah.
And so I was on the committee. I was planning that. That kept me just going. I was very busy with that. And it gave me something to do. It gave me purpose. And then that ended. And so now we're coming around, and March comes, and I'm like, I need something to do. And then I decided to start the business. So the significance of those 2 months is because about 11 years ago, I lost my son. So he was born in November, but he died in March. And so it's like my brain is always looking for something to do in those periods of time, just to kind of, get me into something. So I thought I started this business. I sat with my girls. I have two daughters, besides my son that I had lost, and I have two daughters. And we sat together and we came up with the name of a business. And so all of this stuff, but I just still didn't really know what I was going to do. And I thought initially that it would be like a tea giftware business. I like gifts. I like things and giving gifts and stuff like that. But then again, when it came back to all that research that I was doing, just, in my own tea drinking space, I, just was like, I learned about African teas, and that's, where my niche comes from. I was still so blown away by it and tasted it, and then everything else, it just kind of all came together from there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And actually, you're familiar with a lot of like tea shops. You're in New York City, right?
Yes.
Right. So I guess every other block there's a like some type
There
of
are
shop.
there are plenty, and there's different styles of them, so you
Yeah.
have like your tea houses. You also have like, high tea in the afternoon, where a lot of times you'll get that like at hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I frequent, especially it's more of like Alice in Wonderland kind of themed tea spot that I like to go with my daughter and bring her there, and you get the whole stack of sandwiches and the scones with the butter. Oh golly, it's all good,
Okay.
and that
Okay.
place is
So
really great because they have like over I don't even know, on their menu, there's probably like 100 different teas to choose from. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
is tea a part of your self-care?
It is. It has become so,
Okay.
I use it, like at work even. I will make an entire pot of tea and I'll sip through that the entire day. When I come home at night, I'll have a more relaxing tea to kind of just mellow out to and stuff like that. But it's just, my time to just let everything else just escape, but
Nice, nice.
it just really kind of works in that way. Yeah.
Now I mean, I've had your teas before, very
Hmm.
aromatic, very flavorful. You're sharing your tea at work, huh?
Do I share it with people?
Yeah, do you share it?
I've
Oh,
offered. I
okay.
don't be pressing it.
You said I
I don't really
offered.
press it because, like, when I make my pot, do you guys really want some? Like, so when I
Okay.
offer my pot, I mean, when I make my pot, it's really for me.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's
No,
my
that's
me
so
time.
cool.
It's my escape from all of those people.
Your teas are amazing. Give everybody the website again.
Sure. So the spelling of the name of the business is Ciba Clay, is spelled S as in Sam, I, B as in boy, A, H as in Harry, L, E. And so it's just Ciba Clay Teas, TEAS.com.
Got it. No, we'll definitely put that up. See by Clay Tees. We'll put that up. This
Yes.
is again Brother Smalls. You're kicking it with Brother Smalls. We're here with Regina Bruton Smith,
Right.
the owner of Seabach Clay Tees.
Mhm.
Your premium teas are very unique. Not only the aroma, the flavor, but the titles.
Yes.
Can you explain some of these titles that you have for your teas?
Hmm. So we decided to name all of the teas as affirmations. So some that I have are, and I'm cheating because it's a long list. We've grown to about 15 different SKUs now. And so I am a new, which is our green Earl Grey. So Earl Grey is a traditional tea, flavored tea that is made usually with black tea. So
Mhm.
we make it with a green tea. And for that reason was one of the ideas behind naming it a new. It's like a new way of looking at it.
Mhm.
I Am Beautiful is our white hibiscus peach tea. White tea is really known for improving your skin and your collagen levels. So that was the idea behind that for naming it, I Am Beautiful. And my favorite of all of my teas is I Am Worthy, which is a lightly oxidized black tea.
Yes.
Knocks your socks off, is so good. Sometimes, a lot of times with black teas, at the end of it, it's like very astringent. It can be bitter,
Yeah.
but this tea doesn't have that at all. At the end, it's just still sweet. It's still very aromatic. It's so smooth. It's a great tea. That's a really good one. And I like that one because it was something also too that I needed to remind myself starting the business just how worthy I am. So that's kind of why that one's my favorite.
Right. So again, they're affirmations, when
Hmm.
you drink them, hey, I'm beautiful, I'm divine, I'm worthy, right? And this is something that you actually want your customer
Right.
to feel as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's important too that it's their interpretation of what it is. So like my idea even going into some of them was for the reasons I just explained, white tea being good for those things, but I also want you to feel beautiful. You are beautiful. So, sip on this tea and take on that persona. And it's also like not, I don't want to define it for that person, for that sipper, what it should mean to them. I just got back actually from the United States Black Chamber of Commerce national conference that was down in DC, and I debuted a whole bunch of new rooibos teas. And rooibos is a tea that's indigenous to South Africa,
Yes.
and so I have one that's I Am Fine. And so like two different women came up and they're like, oh, they're like fighting over because we sold out of it actually. And they're fighting over the last pack. And so like one lady's like, well, she's saying it like she's fine because she's feeling fine. The other one's saying it she's fine because she's looking fine. Yes, you got your teeth there. And so, I mean, it was just really interesting to see like their impressions of how it was, and what their take was for that particular affirmation. So, yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. You're doing so much. You're a mom, you're a wife, you know, you work, you also have the business. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, how are you managing all this?
I don't know. No, like a women of prayer, I mean, it's just um I've always had, trouble sleeping, to be honest, if I put it out there, be fully transparent. So I'm up, a lot, but it's just a matter of managing the hours, certain things got to be done at certain times, certain things, can't fall by the wayside. I have to make sure that my kid is fed and, there's a roof over our head and all of those different kinds of things. So really
Yeah,
just balancing my day and, but still, as we talk about with all of this self-care, making sure that I'm finding time for me. Some of the things that I like to do, but I haven't gotten around to lately just
yeah.
because of my busy schedule is I'm into cycling.
Oh, nice.
And I haven't been on my bike this summer. I was out there probably like in April or May. So I really got to, I want to get out there a little bit more and just like really dedicate the time to me. And that's the things, that's important about the teas even, but something that I know that I need to do for myself, especially, like the exercise and stuff. And I have to find more time for that. Yeah.
We're talking about self-care with Regina Bruton Smith, the owner of Sepa Clay Teas. I wanted to actually, I've tasted many of your teas, but
Okay.
actually, there's a new tea, and
Yes.
I want you. My wife just made, she made me some.
Mm-hmm. Oh, looks
So
nice.
yeah, so I'm gonna put some in here, and I want,
I can't let you sip alone. Let me get my cup ready.
yeah.
Hold on.
So I'll pick it up. Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
You have the magic tea maker there and you don't even know how it works.
My wife, you know what, she spoils me,
Yeah.
and so um it's funny because when I ask, she asks me what I want to eat, I just say good, and it's good.
Yeah.
So, so she said, what do you want to eat?
It don't take
Good.
much.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. So, all right. So the new tea is called I Love Me Some Me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So explain this tea, and before, because I haven't tasted it before. I haven't tasted
Okay.
it before. So
Okay.
explain what's going to happen here.
All right. So this tea is a chocolate tea. And the base of it is rooibos. So again, rooibos is indigenous to South Africa. It's like a broom-like, it's not actually tea. So it's an herbal. And it's like a broom-like leaf that's red. They call it red bush tea as well there. And it gives off sweet vanilla, honey kind of undertones that you're going to get from
Mm.
that. And then with the chocolate mixed in,
Ooh, it smells
it's just
delicious.
good. I know
It
this.
really
I know.
smells
I know
good.
what you're smelling right now because I know the smells are great. So yeah, and that comes through.
Oh, that's smooth.
It's
Woo.
smooth, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really, really good. And then what else about that one? So the idea with that name was
Yeah.
just I look at chocolate as something that's just, well, we're all chocolate, so that's part of it too. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's also that chocolate is just so indulgent. And
Yeah.
it's really, that's what I just wanted to say. Like, I love me, and so that's it.
You know what? It feels that way. I mean, and I just had it with nothing in it, just the tea
Yeah.
itself, and
Hmm.
you kind of get that. So what do you just have? Do you put other like ingredients, honeys, or anything like in your teas at all?
No, I mean, what's one thing that we say, it's like good farming from good people gives you good tea. And so
Yeah.
all of our teas, of course, are directly sourced and imported from Africa.
Yeah.
And the farms that we work directly with the farmers. So there's no middlemen. And we get these teas that are without any pesticides, without any herbicides, and it's just all natural. And the only thing about that is, I mean, I could label them as organic. I mean, there's so many rules here in the States that I can't, but it's
Yeah.
really just a matter of they can't afford, they don't have the financing to be able to get those certifications. But the teas really are all organic and they taste amazing. So what's happening there is that they are able to benefit from that and have their livelihoods, build schools, send their kids to school, all different kinds of things. And most of the farmers that I work with, the people that are actually plucking the leaf, are women farmers. And so that was really important to me as well. So yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. So not only if folks get your teas, will they be supporting you, but they also be supporting the farmers in Africa and people,
Exactly.
oh, that's,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Order
And they're
some tea.
sustainable because they're the farmers there are becoming more and more skilled, and
Yeah,
they're learning about regenerative processes in terms of like how to like relay the soil so that it can
yes,
benefit them more. And
yes.
so they're doing a lot of work in that way too. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. We're talking about self-care, and again, get tea, is a part of that self-care for you. What's next for you? What's next?
Just really to build the brand. I have goals that will take me out 20 years with it, where I really want to own my own farm in Rwanda
Mhm.
and be able to have tours to go there. So along the way, we need to grow the business so that we can make that come for, for real for me. And so right now, like looking to just get into and partner and collaborate with different retail outlets.
Mhm.
We're in supermarkets here now in New York. We've gotten into one in Manhattan. And so want to just build upon that and keep that going. A lot of gifting. We're going to be selling on Amazon. That's coming up. That's a big one. Remember that?
Mm.
Yeah, that's going to get started and underway.
Yeah.
Just, a lot of different things, just anything that's just going to get us out there, have people know about the teas, really taste the leaf and enjoy the teas. It's really important, especially like for Black women. I mean, if we look at all of the health diseases that impact us in terms of diabetes, obesity, which I know a little bit about that one, obesity, heart disease, all of those things, teas has what's called antioxidants inside of the teas that can really combat a lot of that. So
Yeah.
just really have people think about that. You don't really need to add a lot of sugar to the teas. They are naturally sweet. Teas that are from Africa actually grow at very high elevations, which
Yeah.
is what makes them sweeter naturally. So
Yeah.
you just drink it. They're just great and better for you.
No, it tastes fabulous. I'm trying to look at these questions, but I'm like, I want another sip.
I need to take a sip.
I know you. I want another sip. I want another
I'm
sip.
actually gonna pause for a second to pour. I didn't have the chocolate with you. I'm doing a white tea. So white tea only needs about 2 minutes to steep. So
Yes.
different teas actually, sorry about that. Different
No
teas need
worries.
different steep times. So like a white tea really only needs about 2 minutes. And what you're having, a herbal tea, can go anywhere from like 8 to 10 minutes. So it's very low in tannins. So it's not gonna give off any bitterness no matter how long you steep most of the herbal teas.
Wow. No, this is great. This is great. And again, we're talking about self-care. We're here with Regina Bruton Smith, the owner of Sabakle
You can
Teas.
stop at the Bruton because I say that man made me come, and I go with the Bruton, and it's funny because a lot of people have caught it. It's like, wait a minute, your last name is Bruton? I'm like, yes, brew tons of tea.
Wait. So
That was
should I
overload.
just call you Miss Smith?
Huh?
Should I call you Miss Smith or?
You can call me Bruton, is what I said.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I say that my joke that my husband made me common by making me a Smith.
Okay.
Bruton has so much more flair, and you can brew tons of tea.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. That don't count. Nah, that don't count.
I'm not disclaiming him, but I'm just saying.
Wow. No, this is great. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, talking about the teas, talking about the business. At some point, perhaps have you visited Africa?
Not yet. We were slotted to go this past March, and at the last minute had to cancel our plan.
Yes.
That's a good time to go just because of the rainfall and such.
Yeah.
March is a good season and time to think about going. So we're looking, a lot of the tea farms are on the eastern part of Africa, Kenya, Malawi, Rwanda, in that area,
Yes.
near the equator. So we're going to be looking to go March of 24. Yeah.
March of 24. All right. And you got to promise me to come back on the show and talk to me about the tour, talk to me about what
yeah,
you
definitely.
experienced and
Yes.
all of that good stuff. And I know
Yes.
by then you'll probably have another tea flavor for us to kind of get into.
We're going to be working.
Yeah, so,
And you talked about like, what am I thinking about doing? So the main
sure.
thing is, a lot of people don't realize that Africa is home to about 20 different countries that make tea. And so what we want to do is to expand to as many of those countries as possible. So in the next, it's going into the holiday season, that's going to be a little tough to accommodate now, but probably after my trip in March, we'll probably be introducing teas from like 2 other countries at that point. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So right now we have teas from Malawi and from South Africa. So I want to expand that to Tanzania and Rwanda coming up. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you for
Thank
doing
you.
this. And it's such a, a great effort. Premium teas.
Yeah.
Please, do yourself a favor. All right. This is real self-care, right? Really kind of getting into yourself and giving yourself a treat that actually treats you back. Right.
Yes,
So
definitely.
yeah, it's a different type of pour, So
Right.
yeah, so definitely get the teas again. It's Sabakle teas
Barclay. C Barclay, and I'll spell it again. So it's Sibachle. So phonetically, it doesn't spell out as it sounds. But it's a Zulu word for "we are beautiful."
But by time the next week, by time the next
That's
time
right.
we come down,
You got time to practice. You got lots of time to practice.
Oh, this has been great. Do you have anything else that you want to share with our audience?
Mainly to just give the leaf a try. You don't need to add as much sugar. Try the tea. Taste it. If you feel like you want some, add a little honey or some rock sugar, which is healthier than cane sugar, and be true to you. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining.
I really appreciate this.
Smalls.
Yes.
And for everyone out there, remember to smile. Right.
Yes.
Remember.
And you have
smile.
such a beautiful smile.
Yeah. No. Smile and remember.
I wonder where that runs in.
What was that?
So I wonder where that runs in.
Yeah. So smile and remember, every heartbeat is grace. Cherish life and spread love, y'all. Peace. And get some of that tea.